Good evening. A fifth teenager accused of killing 15-year-old schoolboy Keon Lincoln has been cleared of murder but found guilty of manslaughter. 18-year-old Kieron Donaldson was convicted at Birmingham Crown Court after a trial heard he helped and supplied weapons for the pre-planned killing in January.
Another 4 teenagers who took part in the attack have already been convicted of murder. Our reporter Lewis Warner has been following the case and he joins us from Birmingham Crown Court.
Well, Keon Lincoln's life was cut short in January this year. He was shot and stabbed to death outside his home in Handsworth. At Birmingham Crown Court today, the last of the 5 defendants that were on trial was not convicted of murder, but instead the lesser offence of manslaughter. The jury agreed with the prosecution by a majority verdict of 10-2 that Kieron Donaldson had supplied the weapons for the attack. Keon Lincoln has been described as a bright and lovely boy who was always happy and loved playing pranks. His mother, Charmaine, has been in court over the last few weeks, watching the evidence being explained to the jury, including CCTV showing the moment of the attack. This footage seems innocuous enough, but it goes on to show the final moments of Keon Lincoln's life. One by one, a gang of teenagers get out of this white Ford S-Max, armed with knives and a gun. Over the next 30 seconds, they chase the 15-year-old down the road, slashing him from behind and firing the gun before getting back in the car and driving away. At several points during the attack here on Linwood Road in Handsworth, Keon Lincoln is seen falling to the floor. Somehow, more than once, he manages to get to his feet in a bid to try and escape. But the prosecution say it is when he was on the ground, with one of the attackers standing over him, that the fatal shot was fired. The gunman was a 14-year-old schoolboy. He can't be named because of his age. Neither can one of the other defendants, but 3 of them are 18 years old. Kieron Donaldson, Michael Ugachukwu and Tajim Breckenridge. Speaking on behalf of Keon's mother, Charmaine, is the family's pastor.
Charmaine is, still devastated, cries a lot, every time she thinks about what happened, every time, it's discussed, it just brings tears and sadness. Charmaine has looked at those young people in the dock, she's seen their faces and all that comes to her mind is that they're just kids, they're just kids. And so she feels a sadness in her heart for them. She feels a sadness for the parents, as do all of us.
Only Donaldson was 18 years old at the time. He wasn't there during the attack, but he used his age to buy the weapons. In the months before Keon was killed, he bought a total of 10 hunting knives online, items that could cause serious harm, most of which have never been recovered. Neither has the gun that killed Keon. After the attack, Keon's mother was heard shouting, "He's only 15 years old." A neighbour who happened to be a nurse went to help. The jury was told Keon was fading in and out of consciousness. Once in an ambulance, his heart stopped.
Keon lived with his mum and his sisters, and I think was as like any other brother would be. He was well loved by them, and this tragic incident has taken place right on their doorstep. They were able to hear the shots ring out as they were inside their house, and have obviously come outside and been confronted with their own worst nightmare. I hope that the verdict today does provide some solace to them, and they will always mourn the loss of Keon. They will mourn his loss for the rest of their lives. But hopefully now, knowing the answers to the questions that they've had for a good number of months, will provide some form of solace to them.
Police never found out why the 15-year-old was targeted, but say this attack wasn't random and the attackers tried to cover up their crime. Evidence relied heavily on CCTV footage and mobile phone records. The getaway car was found crashed nearby. Inside, police discovered a knife with Keon's blood and a face mask with one of the defendant's DNA.
Well, we'll always remember the smile that he had. That young person that, was full of life, energy, And Keon will never fade away. He will always be a part of us.
Outside the home Keon shared with his mother and sister, flowers lie in tribute to his life, while also marking the place he lived and the place he died, with his family still wondering why. Well, Keon's mother may never find out why her son's life was taken. The quest to find out wasn't helped by some of the defendants answering no comment in their police interviews. Lord Justice William Davis told the 4 convicted of murder that they should all expect a life sentence, as is mandated by law. While that's not the case for Donaldson, he was told to expect a significant sentence. They'll be handed down to all 5 later this month.
Well, Lewis at Birmingham Crown Court, thank you very much.